Hey everybody, it's RetroKid Reviews. Normally this would be a drunk Brandon review, but unfortunately Brandon is now officially, and probably the last time for the channel, more on that in a minute, the real Nerf Punisher. And, well, I was always wanted to do this review for my dad, but since you're here, and this is the last time you're ever going to be here for the channel, because if you follow our real lives on Facebook, or see us in our actual jobs, this is going to be Brandon's last time being here in the States, going back to his home country, Ireland. So, I know you're texting right now, but you want to do the Irish accent real quick before you go?
Leaving this country, I am very excited to see what happens after Trump. Oprah, what would it be, 2021 or 2022?
2020.
2020, yes.
Alright. Now, you're going to finish up that text?
Yes.
Alright. Well, when you finish this next text, we're going to come back. Oh, never mind.
I'm here.
Alright. Now, for those who don't know, off the channel, Brandon's been known to pull off a really good John Bernthal, and believe me, I would love to have him as my ongoing real Nerf character, but for the hell of it, and to finally review Netflix Punisher once and for all as far as Season 1 is concerned, I guess card to my binge report. Are you ready to do an honest, full spoilers, by the way, review of Punisher Season 1?
Oh. Let me tell you something. Okay. I am. Alright, so let's get into the nitty-gritty. Let's start with where the season starts, because honestly, Punisher is... it's the best show that Netflix has done yet. I mean...
yeah, no doubt. 100%.
I mean, excluding Stranger Things, because Stranger Things is a phenomenon in and of itself.
Yeah, no kidding aside, they are the top two draws of that entire
But
side.
Punisher is their best show aside from Stranger Things. I thought the writing, John Bernthal's performance in this show, there's a scene that just screams to me when there's a scene where he has to like talk with a kid who's going through a lot, and he's like doing stuff wrong in school, he's acting out, and Frank sits down with him, and he has this great conversation because he found a knife in the kid's backpack, and he's like, yeah, I love your choice of weaponry. You see, this is a Marine's best friend, this K-Bar. And, you know, even if you had a gun, I'd still rather be me, because I can close the distance. And I was just sitting there going, oh my God, this is incredible. So let's start from the beginning. The show starts with Frank finishing what he set out to do in Daredevil Season 2, which is kill everybody responsible for his family's death. And in a very funny way, they do it. I love the bathroom death scene where, like, the two guys thought awesome. They were fucking. Totally. And he's just like, he's choking him to death, but it looks like they're fucking.
Oh yeah, and the guy's like, get a room, you two! What the hell? That was like a riffable moment there for me, honestly. I know you want to see me off camera, but I'm kind of steadying the camera here. Also, if you were in character, I would have been threatened like a lot. You brandishing that gun.
Yeah, but I mean, Billy Russo was a great villain, because what I think this show does, as opposed to the other Netflix shows, is it was a realistic villain. Like in Daredevil, you had the Hand, which was kind of like that's like too fantastical.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like they're very fantastical in the way that they operate. But Punisher was dealing with the real life military, and he takes them on, and he doesn't. What I liked about the show is they didn't shy away from the violence. The show is extremely violent, extremely gory, and it needed it. I was really worried that Netflix was gonna like not go that far, right?
Yeah, totally.
That they were gonna choose to kind of be a little bit more on the safe side with the violence, especially with what's been happening in the world. But they didn't, man, and it was great. They really went for that violence, and the scenes with Russo being a manipulative prick while he's like, the lead cop, who's played by the amazing Amber Rose Riva, she needs to have a career after Punisher because she was absolutely incredible.
And thank God you're here, because I would have butchered that name, honestly.
Well, I don't even know if that's how you pronounce it, but I'm trying my best.
Brandon, I'm not gonna lie right now. That is probably the best take we're gonna get of saying that lady's name. And thank you, by the way, in advance for her subplot. Now, I have to interject and say there was a subplot I wasn't a big fan of. I think you are too. It was that dumb first out of the boot kid that just somehow later on in the story became like a Unabomber kind of guy.
Oh yeah, well I mean they had to have that in there so because they really played up the PTSD, like what affects soldiers when they come home.
Oh yeah,
and that was solely for that, but I was okay with it because it didn't take a lot of focus out of the main story. You know, it was what it was, and Frank had that great scene where his friend was tied up with a bomb and he was calling the dude's bluff. He's like, yeah, well, I don't think you're gonna blow it, and he was like calling the dude out, like. And it was great because it never left. Like, what I think they strive so much is to let Bernthal do his version of Punisher. And his version of Punisher is the greatest version of Punisher that's ever been. I mean, let's take into account the Thomas Jane film, which was great.
Yeah, and
Thomas Jane did a brilliant Punisher.
And no kidding aside, Brandon, I really should do a retro review of the 2004 Punisher movie. So for anyone who's listening, give me a like if you want to see that. Among many other retro reviews I've been longing to do, honestly.
But Bernthal's Punisher was his own, and it was the closest to the comics we could have ever got.
Oh, yeah.
I like the inclusion of Rollins. But, you know, at the end of the day, Russo is the big villain because who does Russo become? Jigsaw.
Again, spoilers, but we told you way in advance. And,
yeah, so at the end, him and Russo have this final fight, and then Frank bashes his head against a mirror like 8 times.
Yeah, and like just scrapes him like on that final time. So yeah, I'll just go to me for real quick. Yeah, mostly on my end, and going on to the carousel scene, I'm really happy that it's
You and that fucking carousel, man.
I live here, and I live 10 minutes away from... Spoilers, I'm a local guy. It was one of our local towns that got shot here, and I like it.
So, let's talk about what we want from Punisher Season 2.
Yeah.
See, we all have speculation. I think, I would like if they only spent the first couple episodes dealing with Billy Russo's Jigsaw. Mm-hmm. Right? Like, set him up as, like, Frank takes him out easy. Show Frank as a boss. Because we didn't really get that, right? Like, he kept having to check his moves in this show. I want to see him go all out, take Russo down in the first couple episodes, and then use Punisher's show as a platform to introduce a new Marvel Netflix character. Like Blade. Yeah. That would be great. Because Frank is great, but we haven't seen him go up against somebody that he can't kill. And when Frank Castle is put into a corner, he always wins. Mm-hmm. So seeing him against an army of the undead, like a bunch of vampires, I think would be really cool. Or you could introduce Moon Knight. But Moon Knight's a lot harder to do.
Yeah.
Because he looks ridiculous.
I mean, if I have any wants for season 2, I guess whatever they were doing with fucking Jigsaw with the Five Families arc, that still needs to happen. Was there a lot of times the Booker went to jail or something like that? Yeah, I'm gonna say yes. No, dude.
Sorry, man. I'm trash.
Yeah, after this video, he's got to go home. Final thoughts?
Punisher, Season 1. Netflix, keep it up. Do it, man. Just let this guy roll. Jon Bernthal, as much as I hate to say it, I hate that he's on TV. I hate it. Mm. Like, I love him as Punisher, but he is destined to be an A-list star.
Alright.
And
no, you're not wrong. I mean, he's up there, definitely with Bernthal.
But then again, I don't want anybody else playing Punisher.
I mean, we give it a few more years, and probably there might be up-and-coming talent that makes sense, but...
Joe Manganiello would have been a great Punisher.
Frank Grillo was almost up there.
Frank Grillo would have been great, but he's already doing the Purge shit.
Yeah, and weirdly, the Wolf Warrior movie's in China. A card to that trailer, in case anyone wants to know. Yeah, so, we're gonna continue this, him as Real Nerf Punisher on the Starters app. Hopefully, if he's not drunk enough to put up with, the other Punisher adaptations, so stay tuned there. And with that said, I'm RetroKid Reviews. Go to my face for previous video, and, go to Brandon's, phone and him texting for our, channel to go subscribe. And, final words, for being interstates, what do you want to say?
I love and hate America.
Who isn't?
You guys gotta get Trump out of office.
Will do. Alright. Till then, take care and subscribe, guys. Well, that was something.